We got into sailing actually a year after we got married. We went on a charter to the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands, and we really enjoyed it. And so then we joined Courageous Sailing in Boston Harbor, and we started learning how to sail there because neither of us had any experience sailing. And we were members at Courageous for probably 5 years. Mm-hmm. We started on their keelboats, and then graduated to their cruisers and took some cruising courses, cruised around the Boston Harbor Islands for a couple seasons, and then decided to take the plunge and get our own boat. Yeah.
I've been doing some research on cruisers, small cruisers, and understanding that this one was built out. Basically, it's the same design as their larger models. They fit everything in, it's just a little bit smaller, so it's easier to handle, but it still has all the kind of comforts you need, just shrunk down a little bit. We're not big people, so it kind of works out. And especially during COVID, you're not going to have like a ton of people on your boat. So it worked out. I think the most we had this season was about 6 people cruising around P-Town, so it was good.
For like a day sail?
Yeah, for a day sail, yes. But no, we were looking at this one just because it's a Cape Yachts had it, and it is kind of what we were looking for.
I love that this boat is like so like bright. We looked at a lot of boats, and when we were sailing at Courageous, a lot of them are older sailboats, and they're so dark inside. And this is just, it makes you don't feel like you're in like the underside of a boat or the down below of a boat when you're on this boat. I think, it feels like more like open and airy and bright.
Because we were stuck at a mooring for a couple of days when we went out to the mooring, and then this small craft advisory kicked up kind of out of nowhere. We were watching the weather and it got a lot worse. So to stay in this mooring for like a day and a half.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it was down below because it was pouring out. It was like 30 knots of wind, and so it wasn't bad hanging out down here for a couple of days or a day and a half. And you didn't feel too claustrophobic as you're spinning around the mooring pole. So it was good.
Yeah, it was fun. I think most people just want to know like how you can get one and like when they can get one. I think because of COVID, I think there was like a lot of delay, and also because it's so new. I think there's just aren't as many. I know that Cape Yacht said they have a few on order.
I think also some of the big questions on it have been like, is it an actual cruiser? Can you go longer distances in it? Can you do coastal cruising? Because it is a smaller boat, and so I think that's been the number one question, right? Like, can it actually sail?
Yeah, and how does it handle under decent weather? Because it's obviously like you want to be able to sail your boat not just when it's beautiful out. If you're going for a couple days, you want to be able to at least get where you're going. So
yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest question. Like, how does it handle in rougher weather, and can it go? Can you do like decent coastal cruising in it?
Yeah, and I think the answer to that is yes.
Agreed.
And it's comfortable and cozy, and I think you could like comfortably have like 4 adults on this boat for like a weekend or a couple days, and I think that it would be fun. So probably our most exciting sail was when we sailed from Boston to P-Town this summer. And we sailed in a small craft advisory when there was like 7-foot seas and what was the wind, like 20 knots of wind. And the boat handled really, really well. It was an exciting sail for sure. It was probably like 5 or 6 hours.
It was like 8. 8
hours of those conditions, and we were definitely happy to get there when we got there, but we definitely felt safe and we felt like the boat handled the rough weather pretty well.
Yeah. So that was probably the roughest weather we were in. Other than that, it handles really well, and like up to 15 knots, it's fine. You don't have to reef. Everything handles well up to that point. So it handles really well.
Yeah.